Again, welcome to this course, and let me give you an introduction here, an overview of how I have this course structured and how you can get around where you need to be looking for stuff. When you log in, here on the right side is your home page, and you can see here that there's access here to the course syllabus, and the weekly schedule is right over here. This weekly schedule or course overview shows week by week the material that's being covered and what's due. Notice it says to be completed here, that the activities are due on Thursday. No activities due this first week, but we have an activity one due next week. And also the discussion points, extra credit, quizzes, everything else, like you see here, is due by midnight on Saturday of that week that it's listed. So this is just to give you an overview and a sense of how to pace yourself. Now, if you go to the calendar, right up here in the upper left-hand corner, this tab will show you completely how everything is structured and when it's actually due, the date and the actual time for the deadline of when it is due. Now notice live class is going to be the first Tuesday in the semester. It might be every Tuesday. I've asked you to complete a doodle.com survey that I sent out to everyone. If you haven't responded to that, please let me know. It might be because the address that I'm sending it to is the one that you have listed in MyCSN. So if you're not getting it, you need to go to MyCSN and double check that the email address there is set to the one that you check every day. The class mailing list also was based on that one for me to get a hold of you as a class. Now, there'll be some additional things here filled in a little bit later, like I'll be having some special campus sessions where you can come to campus and get face-to-face. And of course, once that survey is in, as far as when we can better schedule it, if there's a time better than 6 o'clock on Tuesday, I will list that and then further populate the calendar. But this is what you go by to make sure you understand what is due when. So going back here to the home page, when you log in, you want to make sure that you are noting what the calendar here is telling you for this week. So it's a quick at-a-glance way to show you what is due and when it is due. And you have course announcements on the right side. This is very important. This is not the curriculum, but it supplements the curriculum or draws attention to things, or I might post things here that weren't in the weekly folders. Now what I mean by the weekly folders here is that all the material is here in the course content tab, and it's organized by week. Now you only have week 1 here, and by the end of this week I will have all the other weeks showing. But you can see there's 3 folders here for this first week. Each lesson is in its own folder. Normally, in a full semester, we have 1 lesson per week, but because this is an accelerated course, you have 2 lessons per week. And the first week you also have this introduction to the course as an addition to that. Here at the top, though, you will see some items that you'll be referring to throughout the course, not just week by week. These resources here, I would encourage you to go looking through them. I'll specifically refer to them as you need to. Like, say, for example, I require you to submit your assignments as a PDF. And I'll refer you to, well, how do you do that if you don't know how? So you can sit here and scroll down to Saving Files and scroll down here to PDF, and notice it shows you, depending on what application you're using and what platform you're on, how you would actually do that. And so there's some other things, other tips here that you can use, and other materials here and videos that I'll refer you to. This dictionary of terms might be very helpful to you. If you ever hear or read something in this course and you don't understand the word, look it up here first. You want to go scanning through this just to make sure that you've familiarized yourself with the concepts or the words, so that when they come up you can easily go back. You know where to find them. And notice here there's lots of different other resources you can take a look at. So anyway, these course resources are helpful for you. The assessments you're going to be using here regularly, because you will see quizzes appear as they are available to you, as they are on the calendar, say when they are due. And so that's where you would find your quizzes, how to log on to them, and also where you drop your assignments. These drop boxes, you can only see the first one, which is due next week. Remember, they're all due by midnight on Thursday, not this Thursday, so you have over a week to get this done. And this is where you submit your assignments. You just upload them. It's more like sending me an email and then attaching. You would therefore type, your assignment name or whatever, or your name here, just some sort of title, and if you don't have anything to say, you've got to put something there, or it won't upload. Just like attaching to an email, you find whatever PDF file or files you have that you're submitting, you upload them, then you submit it. Here's the grading rubric that is being used for this particular assignment. Okay, and so it's also listed right up here with the instructions. Now these instructions are also found in the weekly folders. As I tell you, you need to start or you need to submit assignment 1. There will be links to this same web page right here. I've also linked it again. So there's several places you can find what the instructions for this page, where it is and what's expected of you. I will go into lesson 1 and lesson 2 in another video. This is just to orient you here to how we work. Discussion boards. These are for if you have questions or comments on any particular topic. Put it there, please. Don't email me personally about something that if I answer it, it could be answered so everyone could benefit from that. So please use the discussion forums so that everyone gets them. What happens is that when you, let me go back here to the course homepage. When you log in here, as I mentioned before, to your home page, there is over here on the left side this sidebar. You may not see what you should see here. It says here what's new, but if you click here under tasks, this will show you the things that you should be doing. Mail that is sent to you, or discussion posts that you should read. Some students I've noticed at the end of the semester, they have over 100 posts. It says over 100 right here. That means there's over 100 items that they haven't even looked at. All you have to do is open it up, look at it, scan it, and it will go away. The idea is to zero this out to indicate that you have looked at all the current materials. In these discussion posts, it's important because when I answer them, a lot of times I'm giving information that would benefit everyone, not just the individual I'm responding to. So you'll want to check here in the sidebar for things to do, and also you want to check here for the calendar, what's upcoming due as a reminder, and then read these course announcements. There are many of these that deal with the beginning of the course, and you might think that when you get here to the bottom that you are done, and you might be done, or it could be that there are more things to read than what is able to be shown on this first page. Okay, so what you need to do is make sure that you have up here where you have all clicked on all, and then what that'll do is that will not only show you the current ones but the past ones as well. And now as you can see here, here's an old one from a previous semester that I left up. Now you normally won't see this come up because it's a long time ago, but if you come up here and say click on all, then that'll show it up. I'm going to go to the present ones. That means for this current week. There might be for the current week, as I mentioned. If you see up here the word more, notice when I click on all, the word more appears. There is a lot of stuff here from previous semesters that I've just left up, and I will be reposting them with an updated date as they become appropriate for you to know about. So make sure you understand this little navigation here, and you don't miss any course announcements. They will go away after a week, so if you haven't read them, you are going to be missing out on critical pieces of information. Now, this Tuesday we're having a live class session. Let me give instructions of where to find that. We've talked about the course homepage, the calendar page, the course content, and the communicate page is where you can find the access to what we call WIMBA, live class session. And I'm sorry, you can't see this here. I hadn't set this up yet, but you will see right here, it'll say main room, or it'll be about right here. You click on it, click on launch, and then that'll get you into the live class session. I'll be posting another video as to how to behave in the live class session so that everyone benefits the most as possible from that experience. And then lastly, over here we have the grades, where you can check your activity. You just come down here and check grades. Now notice I'm viewing this as in the student mode, and so I can only see me. But I can check everyone's grades when I'm in the instructor mode. But for you just need to select grades and click on the run button, and you'll see everything in the grade book, which should show you everything that's grade means you haven't completed that yet. And if there's anything you have completed, it will be bold, black bold, and you'll see the points there. Now keep in mind that the points here are the total points that you have earned so far in the course, by which you are graded at the very end. This percentage here will tell you of the points you've earned, of the assignments that you've actually submitted, of the discussion forums you submitted, of everything you've earned points on. This tells you what percentage of the total possible points so far you've earned. So you could see here that the first assignment might say you earned 50 points out of 50-point assignment. Then you'll see that it'll say 50 points here. But here it will say 100% because you're scored 100% so far of the points. But that doesn't mean you're doing 100% in the course. In fact, if you quit at that point, you don't have an A, you only have 50 points, and that's not enough to pass the course. To pass the course, you want to make sure that you have the minimum number of points as shown in the syllabus. So let's go back here to the syllabus, and I'll show you. Scroll down here, and it will show you on the left side how the grading works. I believe this is current, that there's 530 total points, but I'm going to double check this. If this is the case, then these percentages here in this table indicate the total points you need to accumulate so that you have, for an A, 93% of the total points possible to earn, which is 530. That means a minimum of 493. So to pass this course, you need to get 318 points. If you're trying to earn credit that counts toward a degree, like your GRC, you have to get at least 371, because that's a C-, the minimal grade you need to get credit for this. Here you can see it breaks down how the points are allocated. There will be plenty of extra credit opportunity, but you don't get the extra credit until you have completed the assignments that are expected of you. So go through this syllabus here. I do want to comment and look at how many books you have to buy. Just kidding. All of these books are online. In fact, in the course materials, I will put a link that takes you to the actual online book. All of these are through a service that's called the Safari Textbooks Online that CSN Library has subscribed to. Because they're free, and free is good, there's lots of different approaches, and so I will give you several different readings from several different books, because it's nice just to look at different, they all don't cover the same stuff. Some of it's repetition. It's really a good way of going through the material. Now, if you're going to be using InDesign, which is the premier, the professional layout application that is used to in the field, then you really should own one of these books, depending on what version of CS that you own or that you are using, which you can do on campus or you can purchase. I would suggest that if you're going to go into this as a profession, that you find a way of owning the Adobe software so you have it always at your disposal. And I think that's pretty much it. There'll be other questions here you can ask yourself. You might be asking me. Please post them in the discussion forums, and then everyone else will receive the answers.